Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, you are audible.
Hare Krishna. Would anyone like to do a kirtan, small kirtan for a few minutes? Okay, I'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jaya Jagannath Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय उपस्थित भक्त वृंद की जय बोल सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे We start with the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatambitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान सह गणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती एति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दायिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्ध अपसिद्धान्त द्वन्द्वहारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। पंगुं रंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। हरे कृष्णा। Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Take your blessings. Please let me so that I speak the right words in the right mode. Doing this as a seva to purify myself for the pleasure of the devotees and for the satisfaction of my Guru and pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So we are doing in Brahma Samhita, we are going to do today the 48th verse. 46th, we finished yesterday the 47th verse where we read about, or we understood about the position of the Anantasesha, how Lord Balram, who expands and takes up the position of Anantasesha, and who is who is supporting the universe. So before we start, maybe we can have a short revision of what we did yesterday, and then in continuation to that, we will start with the 48th verse. Those who have attended yesterday's class, let us have an interactive session. So it will be better, you will also be conveying few points which will be beneficial for me, and thus we can understand this scriptures. So anybody who can volunteer, like what we did yesterday, what was that we understood about Anantasesha form? Or at least recite the verse, 47th verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yat karanar navajale bhajati sma yoga nitram ananta jagat ananta saroma kupa adhara shaktim avalambya param swamurtim govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The translation, Mataji, if it is possible.
Translation by Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with the all accommodating potency and reposing in the causal ocean with the infinity of the world in the pose of his hair, enjoys creative sleep yoga nidra. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare. We understood the Anantashesha form, and today we will be understanding Mahavishnu form. How Mahavishnu from his pose comes out the millions of universe, and then in that universe is how he then further expands into Garbhadaksha Vishnu, and then from his navel comes out the lotus flower, and on that is the appearance of Lord Brahma. And we can understand Lord Brahma's life with respect to this material years, how vast it is. And that is so insignificant when we compare it to the Lord Mahavishnu. And that Mahavishnu is the fourth expansion of Lord Krishna, who is the cause of all the causes. And then to that, Lord Brahma is offering his obeisance. That is what we are going to cover in today's verse. So today's verse is, anybody would like to recite after me? Can raise their hand.
Yes.
Yasyaikanishvasitakalamathavalambya. Sudha Mataji?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
Bhati Mataji. Anybody?
Okay, Mataji.
Sudha Mataji.
यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य
जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथा
जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथा
विष्णुर्महांसि विष्णुर्महांस इह यस्य कलाविशेषो
विष्णोर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Sudha Mataji, finished, right? Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Yasyaikanishvasitakalam athavalambhya जीवन्ति लोम विलजा जगत् अंडनाथा विष्णोर महान स इह यस्य कला विशेषो शेषो गोविंदमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू माताजी. हरि बोल.
Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालम् अथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथाः विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can also recite.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
यस्यैकनिश्वसित कालमतावलम्ब्यं जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथाः विष्णुर्महान् स इव यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna. Prashanti Mataji, the synonyms.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Synonyms. Yasya, whose, eka, one, nivasita, of breath, nishvasita, of breath, kalam, time, ata, thus, avalambya, taking shelter of, jivanti, live, loma, vilajaha, grown from the hair holes, jagadandanathaha, the masters of the universes, the Brahmas, Vishnu Mahan, the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu, Saha, that, Iha, here, Yasya, whose, Kala Visheshaha, particular plenary portion of or expansion, Govindam, Govinda, Adi Purusham, the original person, Tam, him, aham, I, bhajami, worship. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. One more person can recite, read the translation. Sindhu Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds, appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality, Mahavishnu is the portion of portion.
One more person would like to read the translation. Yeah, Kirti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Prabhupada ki jai. Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds, appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality, Mahavishnu is a portion of portion. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So from the verses, we can understand. Yasyaika nishvasita kalam. Right? Svasita kalam. Svasita means the breath. One breath. That time. Okay? This time is what? Jivanti. Jivanti is the lifespan. This breath, the time taken for one breath, is the lifetime of whom? Loma Vilaja Jagadanda. Means Loma Vilaja means the pores. From this pores of the hair, there is a universe coming out, and in that universe there is a Nata, right? So it is Loma Vilaja Jagadanda Nata. So this Jagadanda Nata of this universe is Lord Brahma. That is explained. So Lord Brahma's lifespan, Jivanti, is Nishvashita Kalam. It is his lifespan is as much as the breath, okay, of one breath of whose Vishnur Mahan Sa Iha Vishnur Mahan of Mahavishnu. And who is this Mahavishnu? Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesho. He is just a Kala. He is the expansion, Swa Amsha. He is the plenary portion of the plenary portion of whom Govindam. And who is that Govindam? Adi Purushan. And to this Govindam, I am paying Tamham Bhajami. I am paying my obeisances. This is what Lord Brahma is glorifying. He's saying that the breath of the Lord, exhale and inhale, right? In that exhalation, that is the lifespan of Lord Brahma. And this Brahma is actually coming, this breath is of Mahavishnu, and this Lord Mahavishnu is the fourth expansion of Lord Krishna. So we can understand here the supremacy of the Lord, that Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is the cause of all the causes. So here in the purport it says that the supreme majestic of the subjective nature of Vishnu is shown here. So now further we will understand the same explanation of this verse given by Srila Prabhupada in his various lectures and in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 5.71. It says like this. Yes, somebody can volunteer to read it. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read. No problem.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by purport A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. This description of the Lord's creative energy is from the Brahma Samhita 5.48, which Lord Brahma compiled after his personal realization. When Mahavishnu exhales, the spiritual seeds of the universes emanate from him in the form of molecular particles like those that are visible, 3 times the size of an atom. When sunlight is diffused through a small hole, in these days of atomic research, it will be a worthwhile engagement for an atomic scientist to learn from this statement how the entire creation develops from the spiritual atoms emanating from the body of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So Shubha Mataji has put some questions, Mataji, during the course of this lecture, that it will be answered. And then in the end, if it is not clear, we will Yeah, Mataji. Request all the devotees to please mute because I do not have any co-host who can help me out. Haribol, Rajalakshmi Mataji. Okay. Yeah. So here in this verse, it is said that Mahavishnu, he exhales. When he exhales, the spiritual seeds are coming out. And it is how it is compared, like when the sunlight is going through a hole, we can see small particles, right? That small, it is said that that's the spiritual seed that is coming out from the pore of Mahavishnu. It is 3 times the size of that atom. It is that. So this is the creative energy of the Lord. Right, and it is said that, and Prabhupada is further saying that the nowadays the scientists who by mental speculation who is trying to understand the creation, they should learn through these verses. So it is just comparing the size. It is such a small spiritual seed, right? And in that seed is Lord Brahma. Further, we will understand who is, and we can understand what is the lifespan of that Brahma. And for us, that itself is too huge. So we can understand the inconceivable nature of the Lord. Further, in Bhagavad Gita 11.54 purport, it says that Mahavishnu, into whom all the innumerable universes enter and from whom they come forth again simply by his breathing process. That is, when he inhales, that is annihilation, and when he exhales, there is creation. This Mahavishnu is the plenary expansion of Krishna. Therefore, I worship this Govinda. So here it is said that one should conclusively worship the personal form of the Lord Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, who is full of eternal and bliss. Right? So from here, from these descriptions, why are these descriptions given to us? To understand the supremacy of the Lord, right? It is Lord Krishna who expands. So further, now we will understand the various kinds of annihilation. So there will be doubt, right, about the annihilation, like how Shubha Mataji has asked. So we can understand there are 4 kinds of annihilation. First is the constant or the continuous annihilation. That is going like, a child is born, then he becomes a little slightly big, then he come into the youth, a toddler, then a youth, then an adult, and then old age, right? So there is a constant transformation that is occurring in the body. The life and death, right? Birth and death, you can say. That is called as constant or the continuous annihilation. Then is the Naimitika annihilation. This is in one day of Brahma. After one day, there is a night. He has got day and night, like how we have day and night, right? So during the night of Brahma, there is an annihilation where all the 3 lokas up to the Swarga Loka, but they go into the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. What remains is the Brahma Loka, Maharloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka. They remain during this annihilation. So you can understand this. One of the facilitator has described to us to understand, like in a school, right? In a school during the academic year, the school runs smoothly. But when the final exam gets over, all the children, they are on vacation, right? But the teachers remain over there, isn't it? Then when the school reopens, all the children, they get promoted to the next class. But the teachers are the same. Similarly, these 3 lokas, they are the teachers. And then there is a annihilation that takes during the night of Brahma. Okay, so that is Naimitika. Then is Prakartika, that is material. Then Brahma finishes his 100 years, his lifespan. Then there is entire annihilation. Everything, even the Brahmanda, even the universe, everything goes into Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Then the entire universe, it goes into Mahavishnu. That is the Prakartika annihilation. Then final is Atyantika, which is liberation, where the person gets the knowledge that this material world is unreal and the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna, is the absolute. So these are a few annihilation that we understand. So here we are talking about the Prakartika, where everything goes into Lord Mahavishnu. So here we will understand the lifespan of Brahma. So here we see Divya Yuga. Divya Yuga means Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Right? These four together, which is having Satya Yuga as 17 lakhs, 12 lakhs, Treta Yuga 88 lakh 64,000 as Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga as 4 lakh 32,000. So here we understand that this number of years is including the Yuga Sandhya, Sandhya Amsha, and the which means that like Satya Yuga progressing into Treta Yuga. So as the Satya Yuga ends and before the start, there will be deterioration of the principles of Satya Yuga to some extent, and and as it progresses into Treta Yuga, some part of the Satya Yuga will be there, and then gradually it diminishes. It says that in Treta Yuga, the austerity diminishes, while in Satya Yuga, you will find austerity, truthfulness, mercy, cleanliness, all this in full. But as it progresses to Treta Yuga, the austerity diminishes. As it goes to Dwapar Yuga, the cleanliness, and then what remains in Kali Yuga is the truthfulness. This is the Divya, one cycle of the 4 yugas, and these one cycle of 4 yugas 71 times is one mantra, that is one Manu, right? And they, like that, in one day of Manu there are 1 day of Brahma there are 14 Manu, 14 manvantras, right? That is 1 day of Brahma. Like that, here in 1 day, after that day, you can see after this day there is night. So during this night is the Naimatika annihilation. And then like this days, so 1 day, Brahma, in 1 year, there are 365 days. In 100 years, 36,000, right? So 36,000 kalpa days, 100 years of Brahma. For us, that is when we, from our aspect, it is 311 trillion years is a day. And like that, equal night is there. That is the lifespan of Lord Brahma. And this Lord Brahma, he is considered as a controller, the first living entity, the controller of the universe, which appears from the pores of the Mahavishnu, right? Which is compared to 3 sides of that small atoms which we see in the sunlight, right? And that at that hair pore, that Mahavishnu is the 4th expansion of Lord Krishna. So we understand how the supremacy, that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the cause of all the causes. Is it okay till here?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you please repeat the 3 levels of destruction? That is after the what do you call it, after the Divya Lok? What are the other 3 which you mentioned just now, Mataji? I will just take down.
Annihilation.
Yes, annihilation. Yes, Mataji.
About these, Mataji, the kinds
about
of
these
annihilation.
3, 3 you said, no, in the second one. Occasionally during the night of Brahma, 3 planetary systems meet destruction. What are those 3,
Mataji? Like the lower planet, the Bhumandala, the Bhuvarlok, up till the Swargalok.
Okay, up to Swargalok, that's all. But Tapa and all that, they don't get destroyed?
No, they are not destroyed during Naimatika, during the fun day of Brahma. That all destruction takes place after the lifespan of Brahma. That is the complete annihilation.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mataji.
So further, we understand, this is, I've taken from Prabhupada's lecture about this verse, where Prabhupada says that Brahma and the other lords of the mundane worlds, appearing from the pores of the hair of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of Mahavishnu. I adore this primeval Lord Govinda, who is the subjective personality of Mahavishnu, is the portion of the portion. This we understood how Lord Mahavishnu's potency is described in Brahma Samhita. Yasyaika nishvasita kalam athavalambya. Nishvasita kalam, that is the breath, right? Just abiding by the breathing period of that Mahavishnu, Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadanda Natha. This Natha, Lord Brahma, right, who is the created supreme, created creature, Brahma, is the principal supreme creature in every universe. And then it is said Natha, it is written. Right? From this we understand that there are innumerable Brahmas, innumerable Brahmanda coming out from the pores of Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and thus every universe has got a Brahma. So here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says about a story where Lord Brahma, okay, he became very proud when Lord Krishna came into this material world, in this earthly planet, right? He thought himself to be the controller. He became so proud. He said that, oh, even Lord Krishna has come into this material world, and I'm the controller of this material world, right? I'm the principal entity of this material world. So he became little proud. So Lord Krishna, who is the Paramatma in every living entity, he understood this mentality, this thought of Lord Brahma. So just to teach him a lesson, to come out of it, Lord Brahma Lord Krishna invites Lord Brahma to his kingdom in Dwarka. So when he reaches Dwarka, he tells the doorman to go and inform Lord Krishna that Brahma has come. So when the doorman tells Krishna that there is a person who has come and he says that he is Brahma and he wants to meet you. So Krishna tells the doorman to ask which Brahma has come to meet me. So doorman came back and he tells Lord Brahma that Krishna is asking which Brahma are you. So he became confused. He said, why is Lord asking like that? So he tells him, tell Krishna that the four-headed Brahma has come to meet him. Okay, so then Krishna tells, all right, let him come. So he comes inside and he offers his obeisance to Krishna. And then Brahma asks the Lord that, what is that your doorman asked me? Which Brahma? So does it mean that there are any other Brahmas? He was asking. Krishna says, yes, there are innumerable Brahmas. There are 4-headed, 8-headed, 16-headed, 32-headed, 64-headed, 128-headed, and million-headed Brahmas are there. And by his potency, he exhibited to Brahma all the other Brahmas who came, on his call. And they offered obeisance to Krishna. And they asked, my Lord, what can I do for you? You have asked us to come. Yes. Krishna says, yes, I have not seen you for many times, so many days, so I called you. So they came out, thousands and millions of Brahma came, and they offered their obeisance to Lord Krishna and they went away. And this 4-headed Brahma stood at the corner, amazed, and understood his position, how insignificant, right? So therefore it is stated that, Yasyaika Nishvashita Kala Mathavalambhyo, only just abiding by the breathing period of Mahavishnu, there are just a breath. There are millions of Brahma, million-headed Brahma that are living in this material world. And each Brahma's period, we understood now, right? Sahasra Yuga Parayantam Arhat Yat Brahmano Vidu. That is by human calculation, which we saw before. 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of 1 day of Brahma. Right? 14 manus, each manu, 71 cycle of Divya Yugas, and one, for us, it becomes very difficult to understand. We cannot calculate also, right? So that Brahma, that is of one Brahma. Like that, there are millions of Brahma, millions of universe, and that too coming out from Mahavishnu. And that Mahavishnu is also just an expansion of the Supreme Lord. Further, yes, somebody can read. Pramila Mataji, yeah, Radhika Mataji. Brahma's one
Mataji?
day. Yeah, no problem.
Brahma's one day means 43 lakhs, 43 lakhs into 1,000. That is Brahma's 12 hours. Similarly, 24 hours, 1 day. Now calculate 1 month, such 1 year, such 100 years. So that 100 years of Brahma is only a breathing period of Mahavishnu. Just like we are breathing, our inhalation and exhalation is going on. So during the breathing period, when the breathing is out, all these Brahmandas become created. And when it is inhaled, all they are closed, account closed. So this is going on. And such Mahavishnu is the part, one of the fourth part of Krishna's expansion. That is stated. Lord Chaitanya is giving evidence from Brahma Samhita. Yes, shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yasyaika nisvasita kalam atavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha vishtur mahansa iha yasya kala visesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship that Krishna, Govinda, whose fourth dimension, the fourth expansion, is Mahavishnu, in whose breathing period all these Brahmas or the principal head of each Brahmanda, they live. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So just to understand, I just put up this where we can understand Lord Krishna, cause of all the causes. His first expansion, Baladev. From then comes out the first Chaturvya. From that Sankarshana comes out Narayana. From that Narayana comes the second Chaturvya. And from the Mahasankarshan comes Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Shirodakshaya Vishnu. And from this Mahavishnu, we can see the millions of Brahmanda coming out, millions of Brahma. That Brahma has got such a vast, long lifespan. And Lord Brahma has at least 100 years. And for us, we are just not even 100 years. Nowadays, it is even less than that. And then our ego and what is our position? We are really very insignificant. But still, we consider ourselves to be the controller. We have that, controlling power. We want to control laws over. Haribol? Yes, Mataji? Yeah. Now, Kishori Mataji, you can read this.
Mataji, please, Mataji, please little
Yes,
bit
Mataji.
scroll down, Mataji. Little bit scroll down. So I want to take the screenshot full. Little bit up.
Okay.
Little bit up.
Okay.
Little bit. Mataji, it is better to post in the group, Mataji.
I will post it, Prabhu.
Please, Mataji. Sorry if you don't mind.
No, Prabhu. Definitely.
It will help us to visualize the facts.
Yes, Prabhuji. This,
Yes.
I accept it as a seva. I will do that.
Okay.
Serving the Vaishnavas will remove all the material contaminations we have within us. We are insignificant. I will definitely.
Please, Mataji. I am grateful to you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thanks for the seva, Prabhu. Yes. Somebody can read this.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, now Kishore Mataji.
समस्त ब्रह्मांड घनेरा इन्हो अंतर्यामी करुणा भीतिस्यायी सभा जगतेरा स्वामी चैतन्य चरितामृता मध्य लीला 282. Mahavishnu is the super soul of all the universes. Lying on the casual ocean, he is the master of all material world. Now, this Mahavishnu, the Purusha Avtara, incarnation of Purusha of Krishna, is the principal, supreme personality of Godhead of all the Brahmandas, all the many thousands of Brahmandas. Ita kahi luna prathama purushera tatva dvitiya purushera ebe sunha mahatva.
Mahatattva, yeah. So here it is said that I first told about Mahavishnu. Now I will tell you about the Dvitiya Purusha. So who is the Dvitiya Purusha?
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Yes. Now he will speak about the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Yes.
I have thus explained the truth of the first personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. I shall now explain the glories of the second personality of Godhead. Now he said, now I have explained to you about the first incarnation of Tara. Now just try to hear about the second Vishnu. First Vishnu is described now. Second Vishnu, what is that? Sai Purusha. So Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhya Leela 20.284. After creating the total number of universes which are unlimited, Mahavishnu expanded himself into unlimited forms and entered into each of them. that Mahavishnu, Ananta Koti Brahmanda, Srijiya, Ananta Koti, innumerable universes came out of his breathing period by breathing. Srijiya means he created. Ekaika Mrutiye Praveshila Bahu Murti Hana. Now this Mahavishnu again expanded himself in millions and millions Vishnu form and entered in each Brahmanda. The same Vishnu, Mahavishnu, expanded himself in millions other forms. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this Mahavishnu again he has to expand into millions and millions of Vishnu forms. That is millions and millions of Garbhodakshai, because he has to enter into each and every Brahmanda, because its a material nature is a dead matter. Nothing can function without the mercy of the Lord. So the Lord expands, he expands into millions and millions of forms, right? To see the austerity, Lord says that it is the creation itself is the tapa for himself, for him. So and that is why this human body is given to us for austerity. Without austerity, we can never achieve anything. Yes. Then later on, what happens? Yes. Anybody? Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. प्रवेश करिया देखे सब अंधकार रहिते नाही कस्ताना करीला विचारा. When Mahavishnu entered each of the limitless universes, he saw that there was darkness all around and that there was no place to stay. He therefore began to consider the situation.
Yeah. Pravesha Kariya Dekhe, he entered and he saw Sabha Andhakara, it was all dark. Rahite Nahika Sthana Karile Vichara, and he started to consider the situation. Yes. The next.
Nijanga Sveda Jale Brahmanandardha Bharila Se Jale Brahmandaradha Bharila Se Jale Sesa Sayaya Sayana Karila. With the perspiration produced from his own body, the Lord filled half the universe with water. He then lay down on that water on the bed of Lord Sesha.
Yeah. So when he entered, he did not find anything. It was all dark, no position, no place, no location. So he sweat. He started sweating the Garbha ocean, and then he lied down into that Garbha ocean, and then therefore he is called as Sheshashayi Vishnu or Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Further,
Tandra Navi Padma Haite Uhila Eka Padma.
Tandra Navi
Padma Haite Utila Eka Padma. A lotus flower then sported from the lotus navel of that Garbhodakashai Vishnu. That lotus flower became the Lord Brahma's birthplace. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So that is how the birth of Lord Brahma is described. Further, yes, here we can understand all this description that is coming us to understand, giving us the understanding of the philosophy of Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. Here it is said that all living entities, right, both moving and non-moving, are controlled by the Vedic instructions in the art of science. Therefore, they are all the expansions of the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the center as the super soul, right? Material world, the external energy, and the Lord is there as the super soul. Therefore, the Brahmanda, the universe, they exist during the duration of breath of Supreme Lord. Yes, Yaika Vashita Athavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandana. Yes. Thus, they are also within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mahavishnu. Nothing, therefore, is separate from the Lord. This is the philosophy of Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva.
Amma bathroom
Let us be all. Radhika Mataji, can you please mute? Radhika Mataji.
So sorry, ma'am. Really so sorry.
No problem. So we understand that we are all spiritual, right? We have come from the spiritual being. So that way we are the same, but Abheda also. We are different in understanding the energy we possess. Further, we will understand that. So the word Vishnu is significant in this verse, Vishnu, because Vishnu pervades the entire material world, whereas Brahma, he merely occupies one subordinate post. We can see how the pervasive nature of the Lord, right, omniscient, is, that can be understand, because everything originates from him. He is there in everything, whereas Lord Brahma, he is just a creation. He is in the creation of Lord Brahma is the Visarga, right? Whatever is being given, he just assembles it. Thus, we can understand that he is the subordinate, just a subordinate person. Further, yes, this is taken from one of the lecture of Srila Prabhupada given in Hyderabad in 1972. Yes, somebody can recite. Read.
May I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, no problem.
You cannot say the gold earring is as good as the gold mine. That is Dvaita. So in this way, as so far our spiritual existence is concerned, we are one. But so far our energies, our energies are concerned, that is different. That is Dvaita Advaita. You have no such big energy as good as. In the sense you are different. God can create millions of universe by his breathing. Esaika nivastika kalam. Athavalambya. Jivanti loma vilaja jagadanandanataha. You can create Jagadandanataha. You can create one small Sputnik and take credit. But God can create innumerable universes simply by breathing. So your energy, your power is different from God's power. But in quality, you are one with God.
Haribol, yeah.
Hare
So
Krishna,
here we say that example of gold earring and the gold mine, right? You cannot say that both are of the same, though gold, but quantity wise, definitely that is Advaita, Dvaita, not Advaita, Dvaita, right? But as far as the energy is concerned, both are gold, but they are different also, right? So that is the Dvaita Advaita. Dvaita means two. Understanding that, like we should understand in the spiritual world, Lord is also there. We are also spiritual as that the Lord, but we are two different personalities, isn't it? But we are one also. We are spiritual. That is the Dvaita Advaita. Dvaita 2%, Advaita is one. That is how we have to understand. Like the Lord creates, right? We also create. We also have that, potency. Sputnik, the various creation, that is the comparison given. But Lord, his creation, with every breath he can create, and that too not one, millions of universe, right? And we create one small thing and we become so proud of it. That is what it is. But the understanding is, yes, Dvaita, we are two personalities, but spiritual in the understanding. Dvaita, Advaita. So your energy is power and is different from Lord's power, but in quality, you are one with the Lord. We also have the same qualities, but in minute form, just like the ocean and a drop of water from the ocean. Further, anybody else would like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
From where Mataji? So such, right?
Yeah, so such is the position.
So such is the position of God that by his breathings, all the universes are coming, and by his breathing, so the existence of the universe means within his breathing period, within the breathing period of the Mahavishnu. So that Mahavishnu is described, Yasyaika Nishwasita Kalam Athavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadanta Nata Vishnur Mahasa Iha Yasya Kala Visheshaha. Brahma Samhita 5.48. That Mahavishnu is also plenary portion of Krishna Govinda. That Mahavishnu is also not the original. The original personality of Godhead is Krishna.
Haribol. This is the conclusion. Even that Mahavishnu is not the original. That is, it is only for the creation. But the original personality is Godhead, Shri Krishna. Govindam Tamham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. That is the conclusion of this verse. we have to understand. Oh, that's Hare Krishna.
Mataji, they say to tell that Lord Krishna is SPOG. What does it mean? And not Vishnu in the dark letters?
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay.
Krishna,
Sure.
Lord Krishna is the supreme. That is what it is here. So
Yeah,
we
okay,
see that Mahavishnu is also the plenary portion of Krishna, Govinda. And that Mahavishnu is also not the original person. This original person is Krishna, Lord Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
So this is what we have to understand. So it is explaining, every verse explains about the various energies of the Lord, that he has taken form for our own benefit, for us conditioned soul to realize his supremacy, to understand his supremacy, to surrender, accept him as the Supreme Personality of God and surrender unto him without a second. He is one without a second, right? And we have to surrender without any doubt. And that is the only way where we can go back to Godhead. This is the understanding of this verse. Yasyeka nishvashita kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanata Vishnur mahan sa iha yasya jag Vishnur mahan sa iha yasya kala vishesho govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Hare Krishna. Any doubts, anything you would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you just
Yes,
explain Dvaita, gold earring and gold mine? It's not different. Dvaita, that word.
Yes, Mataji.
And
Dvaita.
Dvaita, both.
Yes, I will. Okay. So here, you can see now, Mataji. Dvaita and Advaita, Mataji, a gold earring and a gold mine. In quantity, they are different, isn't it? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
But in quality, both are gold, right? In gold mine also, you get gold, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, like in the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there are all his associates, right? They are both individuals, right? It is not that all are merging into one. Yes, we all are spiritual, but we all have our position as a servant of the Lord, serving him. Dvaita. But we all are spiritual, Advaita. We all are different we all have our identity, you can say.
Okay.
Mataji, we can also take Hare Krishna. Sparks of fire, Mataji, and fire and sparks of fire.
Fire and spark, right? And then what you call ocean and a drop of water from the ocean. So we have all the qualities the Lord exhibit, but in very minute amount, because we are part and parcel of that Lord. Correct? And then therefore we should surrender to him and take his shelter. So all this describes about coming to a conclusion that there are various incarnations of the Lord who may not exhibit all the qualities, but all the qualities are present in all the incarnation, but if they will exhibit the qualities for the purpose for what they have taken that avatar. But Lord Krishna has all the qualities and he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is always a confusion. Who is the Supreme Personality? Whether before we came, we were like, we would understand that Lord Vishnu is a separate, personality, and Lord Krishna. Then later on, after coming into this Krishna conscious only, we understood and then we were told the example given is like how in office we are in a formal dress, right? We take up a position to carry out the administrative processes, right, or the functions. While at home, we are at ease, right? So that is how Lord Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, he is with his cowherd friends and enjoying the pastime. He is at home. But when he has to carry out the administrative work, he comes down as Mahavishnu. How to take up a job, we have got we are in some different professions. To take up that job, we enter into that formal dress and we go to do our duty. So that is how it is.
Okay.
But that's
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, can I ask one doubt, but it is a kind of general doubt. Is it all right?
Yeah.
Mataji, see, in our families, when there is birth and death, they say that for so many days you should not go to the temple, you should not light lamp. But it is felt that if you go to the temple, light lamp, you get some peace of mind. So why is it that they say this? What is the reason behind?
It is only because we are in that mourning mood, right? When there is a death in the family. So for that, they say that do not do that, because our mood is in the mourning period we are. So that is the only reason.
Okay,
so
but what about birth also, they say, no? For birth, some baby is born.
Birth is again, he is come into this material world, of which is a suffering. Birth is not something, in fact, there are some places during death, they celebrate also, because he has got mukti from this material world, from this world which is full of miseries. And birth is why they mourn is because he has come into this world of misery and has to undergo now various stages of life.
Okay.
Always
had this doubt. So thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This Dvaita, Advaita, can we compare to Veda, Aveda? Any similarity?
Yes, Mataji, yes. Ultimately, that is what we said, Achintya Veda, Veda Tattva.
Yes.
That is what we read later, right? It comes, ultimately, it is Achintya Veda, Veda Tattva.
Yeah, okay.
That is what it is.
Yeah, thanks, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mine is not related to the subject, Mataji. So how do you collect all the information regarding the same matter, Mataji? So these are from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam.
Yes, Mataji.
And also, so how to collect that, Mataji?
It's Vani notes, Mataji, of Prabhupada, the Vani notes of Prabhupada.
Where can we get, Mataji? I don't know about that. Sorry, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, you just go to Google and you write what is the verse, what is the topic you want to know. So in that, Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada has written with respect to that, the understanding at various places in the Vani notes you will get.
Oh, okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Hare Krishna,
yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. So, see, in different places, how Prabhupada has correlated, so we get an understanding that exactly what is this verse trying to explain to us, what should be our understanding. We come to understand our position, how insignificant we are. And for us to understand, the God has made so many stages, if the creation is not that easy also. From this, we understand, correct? Isn't it? And then,
yes,
coming into this birth, when we get some position, some little bit of accolades, we become so proud, and we forget everything. But this is really a hit to us, and making us understand that what are you, insignificant. Take the shelter, and you cannot do anything on your own, because we are not qualified. Also, we do not have that much power. Also, take the shelter of the Guru. First is taking the shelter of the Guru. Other than that, there is no other means by which we can go back to Godhead, which is very important.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
can
Krishna,
we?
Mataji.
Yes,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji. One more clarification. In connection to one question which that Mataji asked about about when some family member leaves the body, that time, apart from not going to temple, you can't even keep your house temple open, no, Mataji? You can't even offer anything.
Mataji, it is different. It is some rituals that are being followed. I really cannot comment on it. Everybody has their own ritual. You can follow it. Even I lost my uncle a few days back, but I offer Bhoga to the Lord. That I can.
They say it is Sutak period, no? Sutak, you should not.
It depends upon, see, Mataji, somebody who is very old, who was suffering, we should actually be thankful that he went, because for my uncle, he was suffering for many years, and more than 80, 85 years. So we are thankful to God that he got liberation from this suffering, you know.
Yes, yes,
And
Mataji.
when he get a new body and where he can progress. So we are praying
Yes.
that he should get a new body which will help him to progress more, rather than
Yes.
this old body where he was really suffering from ages.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it
Mataji.
depends
So
upon the mood and the rituals that is being followed. So we cannot, if a family has a particular ritual, we should also abide by the rituals, because if we come out of it, then it becomes fanatic also, right?
yeah,
So, but
because
in our
Mataji,
mind, we should pray to the Lord to give liberation to that. Or we have, there is nothing else. Then, if we want to do something good for that departed soul, we have to take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. Only He can give shelter to him.
that's true, Mataji. Yeah, Mataji, because there was some controversy on this subject, because some say you can't keep, the Lord hungry, you have to give him. But at the same time, people say it's sutak. So you should not even, how can you offer? So it's a very complicating subject,
Yeah,
Mataji.
it is
That's
a
why I
ritual
asked
that
you.
is there. Yes, that is a ritual. It is there, but there are some who are quite who has the understanding, and there are some who does not have the understanding of it, and they just abide by the rituals that is going on in the family. So we cannot
So
refute
best
it.
is to ask Guru Maharaj, Mataji.
Yes, yes. Even Guru Maharaj will say that what is the ritual that is followed? Follow the rituals. But you have now see God. You cannot keep the Lord hungry. But is it that the Lord will remain hungry if we do not? There is nothing. He is
Yeah.
Atmanam. He has
Yes.
everything. But for our purification, all these processes are there, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
We are doing that for our own purification. It is not that the
Yes.
Lord wants anything. He
Yeah.
has everything to his fullest. But he is giving us a chance to serve him.
Yes, Mataji. But only thing is, as long as body is at home, till it's cremated, you don't even light the fire in the
Yes.
house.
That ritual has to be followed.
Yeah, that
Radhika
has to be.
Mataji has something to say on this. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
No, before I say, I wanted to ask, ma'am, Mataji, I will answer that also a little as to what I've clarified. But my doubt is, Mataji, when she was raising this, so as a visitor, when I'm visiting, for example, it could be a friend's place, funeral would have gone, but we casually go and inquire, right? In that case and all, we are third party to that. So we can go to the temple, no, Mataji, that doesn't affect us, right?
No, Mataji.
No means?
We can go.
We can go, yeah.
Sure, Mataji. Mataji, I can probably share a clarification which I had taken with a senior Vaishnava on a very similar subject, if that's okay with you, Mataji.
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Whatever for the understanding of the devotee, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So a couple of things what he was saying is more, see, unfortunately or fortunately, even at least as long as I'm also concerned, I don't know how spiritual I am. So most of us also follow more like a ritual, including Krishna conscious. So what he was saying is if your bhava is more like, you sometimes have a small child in the house and you can't let him suffer, right? You will give milk, irrespective of whether you follow the principle of burning the gas or not. You are not going to keep the child starving. So if you are feeling that way about Krishna, you do. Now the question will come is, yes, I want to do, even if Guru Maharaj says I want to do, but in the house they will kill me. So a short, what I was thinking could probably be helpful in between is, what I was able to do is I took a picture, because even that helps, right? And moved the mobile into a different place and gave without nobody knowing. Because end of the day, lying, all this, though morally may be wrong, spiritually, I think these are all sort of accepted. Third option is, even if that option is not there, they say even Manasika Puja works for God, which we should not do every day, but on an exceptional situation like this.
Yeah.
And so I just thought I'll share that with you, with one condition which I put for myself is, if I'm doing Manasika Puja and I don't have a situation where I cannot feed him, I will also not eat. I will also try, more like a self thing. But I don't know, because then that should not become a habit for me. Lazy people like me will think, Manasika, I will sit down and do puja. So that is what even Prabhupada says. So I just thought I'll leave that here, Mataji. So sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. Thanks for that. According to time, place, and principles are there according to time, place, and circumstances, and according to the bhava you are in, you can do it. And but only thing is, don't try to be fanatic. No, this has been said. You cannot do. You can do it. See, some people, they have not come to that. You do not know their level of surrender. So
Yeah,
they
Mataji.
follow the ritual. We should,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
according to time, place, and circumstances, we should adjust the situation and accordingly follow, go with the flow. But
Okay.
we know in mind, like we should pray for that departed soul.
Yes,
That is the
definitely,
only
Mataji.
thing that we
Yes.
can, that is the only thing that will benefit, as many, how many, like the time you can spend for that departed soul, that is the best you can do. Do
You
the
can
whole
put,
Sankirtan, do
yeah,
Sankirtan.
you Kirtan and then that Prabhupada, that japa recording, you can continuously going on.
Chant there, it says the 15th chapter, chant the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Chant the holy names. This is all.
Third chapter also, Mataji, Bhagavad Gita. Third chapter
Yes,
also.
in fact, the entire thing you read,
Yeah.
it is all beneficial, Mataji. But then, actually we have to chant 64 rounds. Then Prabhupada, then they made it, no, we cannot 32. Then at least he said, no, 32 rounds, 16 rounds, compulsory it is, whatever be it, you have to. So like that, some adjustment has been made. So at least do something.
Yes, Mataji, that's true.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Mataji. Sorry to taking more time,
No
your
problem,
precious
Mataji.
time, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरुदेव की जय। जय बोल हरि बोल।
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'll end the session with everybody's permission. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.